wanted to explain a little bit about what the government is saying around the word catch-up. How many times have you heard different people saying, oh no, we need to make sure our children catch up. Look at all they've missed. Is this the lost generation? So many negative words around concern about what our children have missed out on. I just want to explain a little bit around neuroscience to help you parents or carers out there have a real grasp of actually how children learn. You see, children learn when they feel safe and when they feel happy, when they feel relaxed. The natural child who's in a very happy state is so curious, they can't stop asking the question, why, how is this? Because they're happy, they're learning. And actually what that means is that their prefrontal cortex has just got lots of energy and movement around it, because that's the thinking brain. When a child feels anxious or frightened or worried or nervous or just very, very frightened, like terrified, actually there's less neural energy in our thinking brain, because it has to be used up. All the neural energy needs to be used up to try and survive. And children develop all sorts of complex and often hidden coping mechanisms to cope with their anxiety. And so in this season, more than ever before, we need to make sure there is no pressure on our children. If they're in primary school, they will naturally catch up with the curriculum gaps. To be honest, there's a lot wrong with the curriculum at the moment anyway, and it's actually some of the curriculum, I'm a teacher as well, it's actually quite damaging, the order that it's being taught in. And so actually we're ripe for change as a nation. We're ripe to see change, for an education curriculum to be brought in that's much more child-centred and understands how a child learns. And so actually we recognise that children, more than anything, need to play. Our primary school children need longer outside, longer playtimes, more times in forest school and fields and playing and laughing and giggling. Don't be surprised if they start playing games like Corona or Death. That's an important part of them processing the last year. Don't shut it down. Don't say it's inappropriate. Let it happen. Just let them work it out themselves, because our children need to process the experiences they've had through their play, through creativity, through laughter, through calm times. Did you know that in the World War II, they actually did a piece of research and they found out that when the children were able to stay with their adults, they actually did better than when they were taken away from the source of stress. And what that tells us is what we all know. If you heard a loud bang and you were with a small child, they would straight away look up at their key attachment figure, their primary caregiver, to look up. And if our face is, oh, then the child will start crying. If our face is, oh, it's fine, it's the postman, then they'll be relaxed. In this season, they need to look up at our face and go, you're going to be fine, and they will relax. Secondary school, I know that there's GCSE, A-levels, more concern there, but the more support we give them to help their developmental needs met, the more they'll be able to push themselves and learn harder. What's their developmental needs? Peers. They actually find their identity out through their peers. It's actually the normal developmental stage where they begin to push away from their key adults and actually need more time spent with their peers, bantering and laughing and hanging out. And we as the adults who look after teenagers need to give them that time. That'll mean they'll catch up. So how do you get catch up? You catch up using play. You catch up using laughter. You catch up because when our emotions are all sorted, then actually we can learn no problem at all. So I hope that helps. And whatever holiday plans you've got, whether that's just sleeping a little bit more or watching more telly or going to as many outside places as you can to stomp in puddles and run in fields or parks or whatever it is, I hope you have a lot of fun, because that's the catch up that they need.